All right, guys, now we're going to go over some tools that we can use to kind of look at analytics on Instagram, on your Instagram page, both within the app and then also some third-party tools. But first off, right off the bat, we want to say, make sure that you do your own market research on this. Do not rely on these tools to help you determine, well, they can help you determine, but don't use them as the determining factors on what to use, what hashtags to use, what times to post at. You want to make sure that you're doing the research yourself. These are simply tools, addition to the research that you will be doing.
Exactly. The research that you did before, we want to make sure that you know how to do it and that you actually do it manually on the app, because the insights that you get there are really, really good. Again, these are tools, these are extras, but don't rely 100% on them. These can help you, but only the extra little mile. The big picture needs to be manually on the app, how we showed you before. So we're gonna dive right into a couple different tools that you can use right away.
All right, as you can see, we have Elation Football in front of us here, 111,000 followers. And in the top right corner, we have the settings button. And then right next to that, we have the insights button. And it's the one with the 4 bars. We'll click on that. And this is where we go to view all of the insights, the analytics on our Instagram account. Mind you, this is only available for business accounts. This is not available for personal. So if you want these, you have to switch over to a business account. We just switched this account over about 5 days ago or so, 5 or 6 days ago. And so the impressions have just come in, and we see impressions, we see reach, etc. Once you've had this for a while, it will also have another little tab underneath here that will show you whether or not you're up or down for clicks or impressions or reach on the week. And you'll understand what I'm saying when that comes in for yours. But 2.5 million impressions, scroll over, 1.2 million reach, scroll over, 20,800 profile views, and we'll go back here. As you can see, impressions are there, reach is there. Maybe you're wondering, what does that mean? What do impressions mean? What does reach mean? At the bottom of the screen, there's a what does this mean tab. You can click on that and it will show you the impressions, reach, profile views, website clicks, email clicks, and followers. It will give you all of the definitions of what each of those means. So you can just go down to the bottom there, click on it, and it will show you. Next, it will say your top posts. Hit see more, and it will tell you the impressions on each one of the top posts for your account. You'll notice at the top it says showing all posts in the past 7 days sorted by impressions. If you click up there, it will bring up the ability to filter how you want to filter your pictures. So it will show you which one had the most comments, which one had the most likes, which one had the most reach or engagement as a whole. So say we wanted to see which one didn't have the most views but had the most likes. We could scroll down here and hit likes and hit apply, and it will refilter and it will show you which one had the most likes. Not the most views, but the most likes. And you can play around with that. You can do all photos, all videos. You can do how many days you want to go back, likes, comments, etc. You can play around with that. All right, going back to our Insights tab here. Followers. Down below here you can see it will tell you what time you're most engaged, what time you're getting the most followers. And if you hit see more, you can actually break it down even further. We know that we have 111,783 followers on this account, that it is 87% men, 13% women. We can look at our age range, and it will tell us what age it is for everyone, for males, for women. Going down even further, the top locations. If you do countries, you can see United States is by far #1, then Indonesia, Brazil, Mexico, etc. And then going down at the very bottom, you can see the followers by day or by hour. So you can see the best day on this account for followers is Saturday. And the best time of the day for this account is around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. is going to be your absolute peak time of engagement. Once again, guys, do your own split testing. Do your own testing with posting. Do your own testing with all of this, because even though technically speaking, this is data right off of Instagram, a lot of times you will find that you can get your engagement up quicker, or that you're gonna grow better at other times for specific types of posts. This is as a general rule for all of posts. So that is Instagram analytics. You can play around with that and kind of get to know your account a little bit better. It's really helpful to know, if you're ever doing shout outs or trying to buy or pay for shout outs, to come back and say, hey, I get this many impressions, or I reach this many people, or I have this many profile clicks, etc. from there. All right. Another tool you can use is a third-party app. Is called Command. It'll give you post stats, user stats, global stats, etc. And you can kind of just click on there and it'll go through and it'll tell you a little bit more in detail, but that's called Command. So check out that app as well. And then in the next one, Josue is going to touch on Social Blade. He's going to show you that on the computer. And so I'm going to pass that off to him now.
So we're here on Social Blade, and as you can see, we have pulled out the Instagram account Elation Football. All you got to do is, again, type in the username right here, Elation Football, and it will pull out any username on Instagram. This Social Blade thing also works with YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, apart from Instagram, but we're just going to focus on Instagram right now. So as you can see, we have favorited Elation Football, so we can pull out Elation Football or our Social Blade account easier later on. But this is the cool part. Right here you can see all the followers, all the gainings that we are getting on a daily basis. If we go on detail stats, you can even see a larger picture with previous days on how many followers are getting on a daily basis. Right here, this takes us on a daily average, monthly average, and yearly projections. So we're getting around 22,000 followers a month on this account. If we keep scrolling down, you can see the chart on how we have been growing since the account started. You can see right here is that upward trend, which is something that you want, and you can see the amount of following that the account was following and the amount of posts. But here's what we want to see: how many followers a day we were getting. And as we've mentioned before, it is really important to be consistent and post every single day. As you can see right here, we're posting every single day. It says 4 posts a day, 3 posts a day that day, 4 posts the next one. So we're seeing consistency here, and Instagram loves it and rewards us with followers. Another thing that we've mentioned is the more you post, the more you grow. You see more or less the days that we post more. For example, this day right here, we posted 6 times instead of 4. We grew 1,200 followers. Again, you can see right here at the bottom, we posted 8 times this day and we grew again 1,200 followers. Now, these numbers are not set in stone, and this is something important that you need to understand. The concepts that we're teaching here is the concepts that you need to implement, but each thing will vary from account to account. And this is important for you to understand, especially this chart right here. When you're testing and doing shout outs and seeing what works for your account in particular, you want to make sure that this number right here is positive always. So it's always green, never red or neutral. Now, we're gonna go over to this tab right here, future projections. This is more or less how much followers you're gonna have, let's say in 30 days. In 30 days, this account more or less is gonna have 134,000. In 60 days, you can see right here, and it gives you all the way to 5 years. So around in 5 years, it is approximately to have 1.1 million followers. Hopefully we will get there way before that, because again, the exponential growth of an account is a lot bigger than Social Blade projects. Social Blade projects based on the numbers that you have right now, not on the numbers that you're gonna have. So that is important for you to understand.
Right, guys, so just remember that these tools is exactly what they are. They're tools. These applications, what we showed you, the analytics tab, Command app, the Social Blade, these are tools that you can use to learn more about your account. But it's so important that you're doing your own research, and we touched on this before, and split testing. Figure out what works for you and for your account.
Yeah.
I could sit here and tell you what works for me and for my account. What times to post work the best. What type of posts work the best. Josue could sit there and tell you what works for his account. And you could compare the two, and they're gonna be different.
Yeah.
But what remains the same is the concepts. Nothing I can tell you here, I can guarantee you that there's nothing that I can tell you here that's going to work every time for every different account. Except the concepts. Once again, the concepts between what Josue and I are doing are the exact same thing. Utilize these tools, utilize the concepts that we're teaching you to have success. You have to take your account as a business. You have to be serious about Instagram, about your growth, and about testing. If you had a business, you would be focused. You would be learning all about that business. You would be testing different markets. You would be seeing what worked, what sold, what didn't, etc. The same thing is true for Instagram. You have to take this account seriously. You have to treat it as a business. If you just want to throw hashtags out there, throw research out there, pull information off of one app or one program and think that that's going to work, you might be better off just sticking with like more of a personal account and not trying to monetize off of Instagram, because your growth is going to be very slow and the research that you have is going to be very, very limited. So make sure that if you're in this to do it seriously, if you're in this to grow and monetize, that you're doing research on all different platforms, that you're doing it on Social Blade, that you're doing it on the analytics app, that you're doing your own research and split testing, and use these as what they are, tools. Use them as tools to guide you, but don't let them define what you do based off of one single app.
Exactly.
Yep. So do this, guys. Know it, master it, figure out what works for your account and for you. I guarantee you that if you apply these concepts, that they will work. But don't just copy what I'm doing or what Josue is doing if you're in a similar account. Figure out what works for you.
Exactly. We tested this in multiple different niches and the concepts stay exactly the same. Like you said, implementation is a bit different from account to account because the niches are different and the audiences are different, obviously. But then again, the concept is exactly the same. And again, you've seen our results and we've grown multiple accounts really, really quickly, completely organic. So implement the concepts if you want to see explosive organic growth.
Concepts are guaranteed to work. Implementation is based on you. All right, guys, so do it, and we will see you in the next lesson.